Shock and resentment are sweeping South Korea as more than 300 of its citizens returned home after an unprecedented and highly controversial immigration raid in the United States. This isn't just an administrative hiccup. It has sparked deep questions about the credibility of one of South Korea's most important alliances. Imagine this. On a Friday afternoon at Incheon International Airport, 316 Korean workers, alongside 14 foreign colleagues, stepped off a chartered Korean air flight. For an entire week, they had been held at a Hyundai-LG battery plant construction site in Georgia, following what the U.S. Department of Homeland Security called the largest single-site raid ever staged by Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agents. The scale and circumstances of this operation rattled not just the workers and their families, but the entire South Korean public. The emotional toll was evident as the workers, clearly exhausted and many still wearing masks, made their way quietly through the airport, clutching only small bags. The media respectfully kept their distance, honoring repeated pleas for privacy from the returnees. But here's where it gets controversial. The way U.S. authorities treated these workers outraged South Korea across all sectors of society. One South Korean newspaper bluntly claimed the workers had been handled like prisoners of war, while others said the nation felt stabbed in the back by an ally it has long relied upon. Why would the United States, a country with a deep history of partnership with Korea, act with such severity? Presidential Chief of Staff Kang Hoon-sik addressed the media, expressing both support and regret on behalf of the government. "We did everything we could, yet I apologize for not bringing them home sooner," he stated, adding, "We're now living in a new era with the U.S., one where the rules seem to shift constantly. Negotiation is required at every step, whether it's about trade, tariffs, or now, security and employment issues." To understand the roots of this standoff, it helps to look at the context. The workers were part of a workforce constructing a massive $4.3 billion battery plant, essential to Hyundai's future in American electric vehicles. Most were on the payroll of LG Energy Solution or its partner companies. The controversy centers on the workers' immigration status. Most entered the U.S. using B-1 business visas or the 90-day ESTA waiver, legal frameworks meant for business meetings or training, not full-time labor. In the past, Korean companies, facing delays with H-1B work visas, which take months to secure, and for which Korea lacks a dedicated quota, have operated within this legal gray area. U.S. officials had tacitly tolerated this practice for years, a fact many in Korea believe should have moderated the American response. But this is the part most people miss. South Korean President Lee Jae Myung has now issued his sternest warning yet to Washington. Unless the U.S. promptly addresses the visa bottlenecks, Korean firms might think twice before investing further in America. As Lee put it, these were not permanent job seekers, but technical experts sent to set up advanced equipment, roles for which qualified American workers simply aren't available, yet visas aren't granted for foreign specialists to fill the gap. There's also another twist. The workers' departure was postponed when former President Donald Trump suggested allowing them to stay and train American workers, but nearly all chose to leave, suggesting the damage to trust may go deeper than any single negotiation can fix. Amid the diplomatic fallout, South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun rushed to Washington and secured a promise from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The workers would not be handcuffed or restrained during transportation, addressing the public outcry after ICE released footage of Koreans led away in chains. For many Koreans, this imagery revived painful memories of domination by foreign powers and was widely seen as an insult to national dignity. Public anger in Korea is at an all-time high. A recent poll showed that 68% of those surveyed believed the U.S. government failed to treat Korea with the respect due to a close ally. Outrageous headlines from both conservative and progressive newspapers accused the U.S. of merciless arrests and a breach of trust. Perhaps most powerfully, an elderly protester at the airport summed up the nation's mood, shouting, "Trump, who do you think you are?" and condemning the episode as national humiliation. And this is where the topic becomes truly divisive. Is America justified in strictly enforcing its immigration laws, even against its closest partners? Or does the heavy-handed approach risk undermining decades of hard-won trust between Seoul and Washington? Should pragmatic exceptions be made for skilled workers supporting international investment? Many Koreans feel deeply betrayed. Others wonder if tighter rules are ultimately fairer. Over to you. Do you believe the U.S. crossed a line, or was it simply enforcing the law? Is South Korea overreacting, or is this a necessary wake-up call for the future of their alliance? Let us know what you think. Should allies get special treatment, or must rules be followed to the letter, even between friends?